Hi friends, welcome back, and that's Nook. So today I am going to make what I was going to make yesterday, and that's actually some of the homemade Bisquick mix. Now, I don't make a lot of biscuits or anything made from Bisquick. I know back in the day my daughter had made some of this up for me, but I just don't really use it enough. And because I'm not using the like Crisco, I'm going to be using butter, so I will need to store this in my refrigerator versus in my pantry. Now obviously if you want this to be more long-term in your pantry, you're going to want to use like the Crisco instead of this, but I figure, you know, for what little bit I'm going to be using, I'm going to try to find more ways to use this. If I remember right, I think my daughter even made this and made it into those Red Lobster biscuits. So if that's the case and I can learn how to do that, I think that would be perfect because I love those Red Lobster biscuits. So anyways, I'm going to bring it down here and I'm going to show you what I have. Now I have 3 cups of flour right now in my 9-cup KitchenAid, okay? I can't find all of my measuring spoons. I don't know what happened to them in the right size, but it asked for 1.5 teaspoons of salt, okay? So I can easily do that because I have that because I found both of those. And then it asked for 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and do the 1, and then I'll just fill up the 1 halfway, and hopefully that should be pretty good. So just do that about like so. Now I have seen quite a few people, because like you all know by now, I'm not a baker. I'm trying to expand my horizons a little bit to make this a little bit more user-friendly, but I still am not perfect at it. So I have this plugged in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just mix up the salt, the baking powder, and the flour nicely together. Now I do not have one of those round things that, you know, you can make the pie crust. I'm going to have to buy one of those and do this. But what they said is to take an 8-ounce or a stick of butter, make it cold, obviously, because I've seen that when they're even doing like pie fillings. Even though I don't make all of it, I do watch those type of videos. And my subscribers who have their own channels, I do watch them do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this again in half. Hopefully that will make that easier to spin around in there. And I will get that put in here. Alright. Put the lid back on here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on low. Maybe I should put it on high. And what you're wanting to do is to get that to kind of like where it's kind of like, I can hear the butter being mixed in there right now, where it's kind of like, that's not quite yet either, but when it's kind of like pebbly is the word I'm thinking. I don't know if that's the right word. Let's see if that's, yeah, it looks like the butter's disappeared. So let me get my canning jar and my funnel here, and I'll be right back. Now I'm pretty sure I could probably put this physically into a quart container. I might have to end up changing this to a quart container. I don't know. I'll find out. You know, like I said, I haven't made this. My daughter used to make this for me when she lived at home. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like spoon this into the half-gallon jar. And I think, yes, you could put this definitely in a quart jar. So I will keep that in mind for next time, or even after I make dinner tonight. I'll be putting the rest of this in a quart jar. So, I mean, this makes it pretty nice. I mean, as you can see. And what I did see online, and I don't know for sure if that makes a big difference, because I mean, if you really think about it, this is actually give me 24 ounces, and I looked up the price of a box of Bisquick. For one thing, you have all the chemicals. You have things that you can't spell, things that you don't want in your food. I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't do all organic or all that stuff. I would love to, but at this time, I don't. But with this, you know, you have your flour, you have your salt, you have your baking soda. I'm sure if you probably look at the ingredients, you know, there are things in this, as you can see, things that you probably can't spell and things that you probably don't want. Now, is there a way to avoid using baking powder or something that could work like baking powder? I don't know. I'd have to research that. But the 20 ounces at my local Walmart was $2.97. Okay, this is 24 ounces. All right. Yes, I reused my husband's honey jars. And so this is 24 ounces, so you automatically get 3 more ounces in this for the same kind of like price. But you also, you know, you have this with butter instead of, you know, for mine, I wanted butter instead. Yes, well, I have to keep it in the refrigerator, which is kind of a pain, but you know, it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? I'll just put this in the back of the refrigerator and it's there. I'll mark the date. You know, I'll put a container thing on there, mark the date of when I made this, so I know I'm within the 3 months of the time that you are supposed to get rid of this and use this up. But if I am able to make up some of those Red Lobster biscuits from this, now we're talking. But you know, obviously you can do your pancakes, your waffles, your biscuits. Now, I did find a thing on, well, this is what it was saying. I'll show you here. This is what it's saying to use. Get my fingers off there. Well, there's like the recipe up there. And then this is what it was saying to actually make the biscuits. So tonight for dinner, which you're going to see tomorrow, tonight for dinner I am going to actually be making this video I saw. I have had a lot of beef stew given to me. And I don't eat a lot of beef stew. I'm not a big soup person. And even though my husband is a big soup person, he tends to forget to look in our extended pantry for soups. So he doesn't go in there all the time to get the food that's in there unless he's looking for something in particular, and he doesn't think of all that we have. So I'm going to be making like this potatoes with some of the beef stew, and then I'm going to be putting globs of this on the top. So it's kind of going to be like a, almost like a shepherd's pie type thing. I don't know if that's really going to be the right word for it, but I'm very hopeful that this will taste very good. I mean, the video looked amazing. I'm like, oh, I need to try that. You know how Facebook and YouTube gets me in trouble. So this should work out pretty well. You'll see me mix this together for the video and stuff and off this. So I'll be clicking this video onto tomorrow's video. So yeah, my question to you guys though, have you ever made this yourself, for starters? And if you have made it, did you make it any difference? Did you ever make it with the butter versus the shortening? Which way did you like it better? How long did you find it to last? And the big question is, did you ever make Red Lobster biscuits? So I'm just curious because I would like to do that, and my daughter's busy right now, so I'm not gonna be able to bug her about as far as the Red Lobster biscuits, and she might not even remember because it's been quite a few years that she's even lived at home. She probably wouldn't just remember, so I won't bug her about it. But this way, at least I know, and like you can make your own homemade thing that would be like $3. I mean, I don't know how much 4 cups or 3 cups of flour would cost out of a bag, but I buy my flour in bulk, so I'm pretty sure this is almost pennies on the dollar. This whole mixture probably, including the butter, maybe cost me maybe 50 cents. So I figure that's really good. So let me know to the answers, the questions down below, and thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you have a very, very blessed and wonderful day.